everyone, it's Mrs. Irwin, and today I'm going to show you how to make a silhouette landscape on your iPad. All you need is a device, and if you have a stylus, you can use one. They help a lot, but you don't need one. You can always use your finger. A silhouette is when the object or landscape is seen as all black. You can see examples of a silhouette here with these sunrises and sunsets. Here are some student examples done with watercolor and ink. I'm starting by opening up a new page in Autodesk Sketchbook. You can go to New Sketch and either save or discard the current one you're working on. To begin my landscape, I'm going to start by painting the sky. So I'm going to start by choosing a color that I want to work with in my sky. You can adjust your colors by moving around all these little circles. You can go from light to dark, and you can choose your tools over on the toolbar. It'll show you what that tool looks like and allow you to change the size of the brush or different qualities of that brush if you want to. This little button up here, if you click it, will record you're making your whole project, and you can watch it in a video afterwards. At any time if you make a mistake, you can always hit the little back arrow at the top to go backwards or forwards. So once you've chosen a brush and you've chosen a color, you're going to start by just painting your entire background with those colors. I find it helps if you use more than one color. I chose 3 for mine. Next, click on the little circle with your brush in it. At the top, you want to click on Library. That's going to take you to all the different brushes you can choose from, and there's tons of different ones in here. There's a lot you can play around with, but you want to scroll down to the section that says Artists, and you want to choose the brush that says Wash. Looks like this. You can also adjust the settings in Settings, but once you get it the way you like it, you're going to go ahead and blend together all of the colors of your sky. So it's a smooth transition from one color to another. Next, I'm going to add some highlights to my sky. So I click on Library and scroll down to Glow. I'm going to choose one of those brushes and just add a little bit of highlights to my sky wherever I might want them to go. Then I go back to my brushes and choose Wash again. This time I'm blending in those light sources into the sky, so they're just barely there. Now, before you do the next part, you want to click on the plus sign and add a layer. In that new layer, I'm now going to be working with the color black, and you can choose whatever pen or brush you want to use, but we're going to start creating the ground first. So you want to start by drawing a horizon line across the bottom and filling in that ground all black. Next, I'm going to be drawing some trees in my landscape. So you want to work on a new layer again. Click on the plus sign, and I used felt tip pen to draw my trees, but you could use any brush that you like. You could put anything that you want in your landscape. Just a couple things to remember. As you're working, each time you add new details, you want to add them in a new layer. That way, if you have to erase something or go back and touch something up, you can just go back to an old layer or remove a layer completely. Another thing to think about is perspective. If something is further away from you, it's going to get smaller. And if it's closer to you, it's going to get bigger. Don't be afraid to play around with different brushes, and remember you can always go back to your eraser too and touch up any mistakes that you might have made. If you want to add something like animals or maybe a realistic building, it might help to pull up a photo to look at to help you. Then you want to look at the simple shapes that you can break it down into. It might look a little silly at first, but remember, this is a silhouette. You're going to be coloring in the whole thing black. You can also use the paint bucket tool at the top. If you click on that, then you can fill in your whole object with the color chosen. For this, you want black. When you're done, don't forget to click on that square at the top to save your time-lapse video. To save your image, you're going to click on the little box to the left, then click on Share. Here you can choose Save Image or even send it to somebody. Don't forget to share your work with your art teacher when you're all done. We can't wait to see what you've made.